Oh boy. Man. Reg the Bad Guy, you done fucked up again. You done fucked up again. And the thing is, Reg, is that you obviously fucked up. You know, Reg the Bad Guy recently made a video called There Was No Black Manosphere 1.0, Only the Black Manosphere, in which, in that video, he claimed that the generation that I came from and Solon Black and Sergeant Willie P came from never existed. And he stated that the Black Manosphere started with, the O'Shea Duke Jackson, Angry Man, and Obsidian, and what have you. And really, the reason why he made that video was in response to another video that I made called, well, now this video is on Rumble, but it's called The Two Truths. And within that video, I responded to Reg the Bad Guy and corrected him about a few things that he said about Black Manosphere 1.0 that he was wrong in. But then he turned around and made a video called There Was No Black Manosphere 1.0. Now, here's the funny part, right? Prior to him making this video, he made a video in which he was explaining how Black Manosphere 1.0 left social media. Now, although his explanation was incorrect, the fact of the matter is he was explaining how 1.0 left social media. So if 1.0, in your opinion, left social media by the way of them being played out, that means that you're acknowledging their existence. So if you made a video prior to that explaining how 1.0 left social media, that means they must have existed. And the only reason why, Reg, once again, that now you totally made a total contradiction and stated that 1.0 never existed is because I corrected your ass on a few things that he was wrong in. That's it. And you can't take correction. That's it. Now, and I explained this in my prior video called The Two Truths. I have all the links in the video description box. I want you people that's watching, what's going on, Complex? What's up, Complex Design? Okay, all you guys that's watching right now, I want you guys to look in the video description box because I put a lot of links. Well, not a lot, like about maybe a good 3 links. And I put the timestamp where you can see what I'm talking about. Because, once again, what's going on, R-Jizzle? What's up? You can't say something does not exist, but then prior to that, try to give your explanation how that same thing no longer like left social media. Come on. If you truly, Reg the Bad Guy, if you truly believe that Black Manosphere 1.0 never existed, then that would have been your position the whole entire time people like myself and others talk about Black Manosphere 1.0. But that was never your position. Your first position was that Black Manosphere 1.0 got played out, which is why they're no longer on YouTube or on social media, right? Then you saying that Black Manosphere 1.0 never existed. So hold up. If you're going to say that something got played out, that means that it did exist at one point in time. Come on. See, let me tell you something. Like I said before, I've said this so many times, even in the video that I put the link to called The Two Truths, that's now on Rumble, right? I said that the label Black Manosphere existed in 2015. And I've always gave credit, even though I don't like him, to Angry Man for creating that title. Well, really, Angry Man just took a label that was created by Caucasians in the mainstream manosphere and put the word black on front of it. But nonetheless, it was created by Angry Man in the title, the label. See, because once again, I've stated this before, Big J Triple X stated this, and others stated this. People like Angry Man, Obsidian, O'Shea Duke Jackson, and even BGS Ibmore, they was members at one point in time of what we now call the white manosphere or the mainstream manosphere, in which they created blogs on Paul Elam's website. Now, Paul Elam did not want to hear that. Paul Elam did not want race to be included in gender dynamics. Paul Elam made his website, A Voice for Men, to strictly speak about gender issues. He did not want race to be added into it. All right? He basically wanted to, his intent was to speak about how feminism negatively impacts Western men. All right? He didn't want race to be added into it. And when you had people like O'Shea, Obsidian, and Angry Man and others who brought race into it to start specifically speaking about black females and black males, basically it just started something ugly, to the point of the fact that the so-called big three that you guys call them, or the big four, decided to separate from Paul Elam. And you know where they came to? Do you know where O'Shea Duke Jackson, Angry Man, and Obsidian, and even BGS Ibmore, do you know where they came into? They came to a space that already existed that we now call the Black Manosphere. Okay? And when Angry Man, when he rose in popularity, he decided to create the label called the Black Manosphere and label a space that already existed. All right? That's what happened. And all the other people that was in the space at the time, they all agreed to call it the Black Manosphere. But the space existed since 2008. It's just that the label Black Manosphere didn't exist until 2015. So the difference between 2015 and the years prior, aside from the talking points, was the label. That's it. But it existed. The space itself existed before the label actually existed. So it's now people refer to cats like myself, Sergeant Willie Pete, Soul in Black, Thugtician, Captain Solo, Pink Elephant, and others as the 1.0 generation, being that we were the first generation in this space to actually speak about the black male and female dynamics, right? And so O'Shea and them, they're the second generation, 2.0, dumbass. But not only that, Reg the Bad Guy, once again, you contradicted yourself. You're going to make a video and state that Black Manosphere 1.0 never existed, but in a few days prior to making that video, you made another video talking about how Black Manosphere 1.0 left social media. So how could Black Manosphere 1.0 never existed, yet you're talking about how they left social media? So if you're talking about how they left social media, therefore you acknowledge their existence. And once again, people, for those of you in the audience that's watching right now, that's listening, I have all the links in the video description box underneath, and with the timestamp to show you how Reg the Bad Guy contradicted himself. And Reg, if you plan to take down these videos, right, that I put the link to, just remember this. I have a copy of the full video in my hard drive, all right? I got it. So let me read some of your comments. That's a good question, Sir Anthony. You got to ask all the dumbasses that subscribe to him. No disrespect, because some of the people that subscribe to him I'm cool with, but you gotta, I'll take that back, because some of the people that I'm cool with is cool with Angry Man. So I ain't gonna call them some dumbasses, but you gotta ask the people that subscribe to him, because I was never a fan of that motherfucker. What's going on, China White? What's what's going on, Big J Triple X? Yeah, low IQ having ass. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't contradict yourself. I mean, it's like Reg. You're obviously contradicting yourself. And it's on the record that you contradict yourself. I mean, how could like Reg, I think you've been drinking too much beer or some shit. I don't know. You've been drinking a little bit too much, because you're a liar, but you're not a smart liar. You're not a smart liar. You're going to make up lies, but then you have videos in which, in your own words, contradict each other. I don't think, like Reg the Bad Guy, I don't think, like, when you sit down and make up these rumors and stuff and make up these lies, I don't think you carefully think about them before you do it. I think you just do it out of impulse or out of emotion, because you saw a video that somebody made, and right away you want to respond and make up a lie. But you don't carefully think about the lies that you make up, because your own words contradict itself. Right. Pro from 227. Right. Now I don't have a personal issue with Reg, even though I call him a dumbass and what have you. I don't have a personal issue with him. But the thing is, I don't have an issue with him, like a personal issue with him. But the thing is that when you're saying something that's not true, a person like me have to respond and correct your ass, especially if you're saying something that's not true about my generation of the Manosphere. So then I have to respond back and correct you. Just like I had to correct you, and I'm speaking to you, Reg the Bad Guy. When I had to correct you when you stated that Black Manosphere 2.0 were the first ones in the space that taught black content creators how to make money. That's not true at all. See, once again, like I said in one of my prior videos, that people like O'Shea Duke Jackson, Angry Man, Obsidian, all they did is emulate Tommy Sotomayor's model when it came to making money off of YouTube. Because the first black content creators, or the black male content creators, to make money in this black sector of YouTube was Tariq Nasheed and Tommy Sotomayor. They were the first two content creators within the black sector of YouTube to really utilize their content in the form of making money. And all the other content creators that followed, that came afterwards, they copied mainly Tommy Sotomayor's model. And once again, Tommy Sotomayor and Tariq Nasheed, they have roots within the 1.0 generation of the Manosphere. So the 2.0 generation of the Black Manosphere were not the first ones to make money off of their content. Come on. And when I corrected you on that, that's when you, Reg, returned with the video stating that Black Manosphere 1.0 never existed. It's like, dude. Oh, boy, you got to laugh at that. Yo, you gotta laugh at that shit, man. You gotta laugh at that shit. And not only that, there's another funny part about this. All right. In the avatar picture of that video, the video that I'm talking about, that Reg made called Black Manosphere 1.0 never existed. Or no, there was no Black Manosphere 1.0, only the Black Manosphere, right? In the picture, in the video avatar, the avatar for that video, he put a picture of Ringo TV, also known as Blackmail Advice TV. But Ringo came from my generation of the Black Manosphere. He came from the 1.0 generation. He's not 2.0. Ringo was here before the so-called Big Three was here. So it's funny that you make a video titled "There Was No Black Manosphere 1.0, only the Black Manosphere," stating that the Black Manosphere never existed prior to 2015, but you acknowledge and you put a picture of a content creator that was in this space prior to 2015, thus proving that the Black Manosphere 1.0 did exist. Yo, man. Oh. Yo, this is funny, man. You see, Reg, you see how it's so easy for a person like me to pick out the many discrepancies within the things that you say? And this is no beef. This is no beef. Because check this out. I've said this time and time again. I don't believe that there's a such thing as beef on the internet. The term beef, in my eyes, where I come from, it's an actual war. The term beef means that you want to kill somebody. All right. When two people have beef, that's strictly some street shit where a group of niggas want to kill somebody. All right. If I got beef with you, that means I want to take your damn life. That's what beef is. This is strictly street terminology that gang members use, that the mafia use, that people from criminal organizations use when they're at war with another criminal organization. All right. Most people in this sector of YouTube they're not built that way in order to see somebody face to face and want to take their life. So I don't believe in this beef. I don't believe in YouTube beef. But nonetheless, you guys utilize that as a way to make it seem that one content creator is against another content creator. So I don't have anything personal against Reg. I mean, I don't really fuck with him like that no more. But the thing is that my intent in this video is just to correct this person. That's it. You know, I just want to sit down and teach this person. All right. But Complex Design, he made a statement. He said, Wackyo Mike V is the one who created the 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0 constructs. That's true. I wrote the manifesto for 3.0. We're the originators of this concept. Reg doesn't know shit. Exactly. Reg probably don't even know where the 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0 constructs came from. But what did Big J say? Big J says, okay, Reg the Bad Guy also lied and said Sparky Fister was a part of the Black Manosphere. Exactly. Sparky Fister was never a member of the Black Manosphere. Sparky Fister was a member of the mainstream manosphere, or what some of you guys like to call it, the white manosphere. And you know, he was part of the MRA movement. And yo, Big J, Reg the Bad Guy also stated that Sandman was a member of the Black Manosphere. Dude, Sandman was never a member of the Black Manosphere. Is Sandman even a so-called black guy? Yeah. Exactly. Oh, hold on. I want to. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Ricardo Rodney. People keep changing up history. Yes. People keep changing up history and confuse new people who come to this space and not knowing what shit really is. That's why most world history is based off of deception. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, Ricardo. Sparky Fist is MRA. That's what I'm wondering. I don't even think Sandman's a so-called black man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, so I just find that funny. You know, Reg, like the title of my video says, that if Black Manosphere 1.0 never existed, then why were you talking about them? You know, if Black Manosphere 1.0 never existed, then why were you talking about it? How could you talk about a space that never existed according to you? A few days ago, you made a video stating that Black Manosphere 1.0 got played out and people stopped listening to them. Then you turn around and made a video stating that there was no Black Manosphere 1.0. That's a contradiction, bro. Yo, a person like me, all I have to do is laugh at Reg, man. You know, I don't really have no real smoke for Reg, but at the same time, out of principle, if you're going to make up lies about my generation of the space, then I have to correct you. And another person that I have to correct, Mad Head Doctor. Because Mad Head Doctor, I saw your comment on REG the Bad Guy's page, in which you stated that you made an ad hominem attack stating that today's Black Manosphere 1.0 generation are jealous or somehow jealous of the 2.0 and 3.0 generation. Nah, bro. There's no jealousy. Okay? There is no jealousy between 1.0 and 2.0 and all the other generations of the Black Manosphere that came afterwards. What is it to be jealous about? What, online fame? What is there to be envious about? The Black Manosphere 1.0 have no reason to be envious of the 2.0 generation. Because really the agenda of the 1.0 generation, the 2.0 generation, are two different agendas. See, what Black Manosphere 1.0, what their frustrations are when it comes to the 2.0 generation, is that they shifted their agenda. See, the Black Manosphere 1.0 went from confronting issues that plague black males systematically, and also spoke about the mistreatment that black males receive from black females when they're in relationships or marriages with black females, right? But then later on in the 2.0 generation, what do you see? You see a lot of what I call vagina pandering, where you have the 2.0 generation overly concentrated on complaining about how black females don't find them attractive, or how so-called black females don't find good black males attractive, but at the same time giving advice to so-called black males on how to make themselves appealing to a certain type of black females who are toxic in the first place. So when the 1.0 generation, like myself and others, when we see that, yeah, we have an issue with that. Because we're saying, hold on for a minute. You're trying, like, hold on for a minute. This generation of the Black Manosphere, the 2.0 generation, they're basically teaching young black males how to get involved with a bad crop of so-called black females, which is contrary to what the Black Manosphere 1.0 was teaching. We was teaching brothers to stay the fuck away from the toxic pool of so-called black females. So, bro, nobody was jealous. Nobody in the 1.0 sector is jealous of the 2.0 sector. And not only that, but Mad Head Doctor, you stated how the 1.0 generation was going after women, was going after females. You need to be more specific in what you're saying, because although yes, in the 1.0 generation, yes, we was debating females. Yes, we was debating females, and we was debating their talking points, because of course the females was coming after us, so we was debating their talking points. But the thing is, what do you mean by we were going after females? Because we wasn't doxing black females. We wasn't, for the most part, harassing black female content creators. All right? We wasn't going out antagonizing them, but we was responding at the time to the statements that black females were saying towards us. But we did not stay stuck at that type of conversations. We also had more advanced and more intelligence topics when it comes to the position of so-called black males. When it comes to the social, political, and economic status of black males. So we didn't stay stuck. Although, yes, black males during the 1.0 generation was debating black females, we did not stay stuck at debating black females. And not only that, you also stated, once again, this goes to the Mad Head Doctor. You also stated how you said something about Black Manosphere 1.0 was not all positive and stuff like that. Well, nobody in the 1.0 generation even claimed that it was all positive. Listen, I made a 5-part video talking about titled "The History of the Black Manosphere," parts 1 and 5. And within that, I spoke about some of the negative things that was going on during the time of Black Manosphere 1.0. So people like myself, people like Soul and Black, and others who speak about the 1.0 generation, we acknowledge it was not 100% perfect. We had our faults also. We had our faults. There was some fucked up shit that was going on too in Black Manosphere 1.0, but it was not to the level of fuckery that the 2.0 generation is displaying within the past few years. All right? You know, around the time when, Sergeant Willie Pete, he made a video while receiving oral sex from a Caucasian female, and talking shit about black females. The brothers got on him with that. Some of the 1.0 brothers got on his ass about that. I also spoke about how Soul and Black and myself and others, when we started something called the Black Male Collective Consciousness, which originally was supposed to begin as an online editorial, but then it was supposed to grow to become a grassroots political organization. I spoke about how other members within the 1.0 generation fucked that up. So don't get it twisted. There was flaws within the 1.0 generation of the Black Manosphere. And I totally acknowledged that when I made my 5-part video called The History of the Black Manosphere. So it was not perfect. The Black Manosphere 1.0 was not perfect. But we sure was not as fucked up as the 2.0 generation. You know, so everybody out who can testify to that. Big J Triple X can testify to that. All right. So before I go, and this brother right here, Handsome the God, what's up, by the way, brother? He can testify to that. Yeah, Captain Solo got in Sergeant Willie Pete's behind for that. When Sergeant Willie Pete made that video, Captain Solo really got on him because of that. Yeah. That got him kicked out of YouTube. Well, there was other things too, because, okay, what got Sergeant Willie Pete kicked out of YouTube is not just that, but something that happened with the murder of a Black female content creator. And a lot of the Black female content creators started a lot of the Black female content creators that was against the 1.0. I see you, Complex Design, in the background. Yeah, Asia McGowan. I see you backstage, Complex Design. I see you backstage. I'm gonna put you on, but I gotta put this out first. I gotta bring this out first. What happened is, okay, a guy by the name of Anthony, I forgot his last name, Anthony Powell, who was a fan of Sergeant Willie Pete, who at the time was living in Detroit, and he was friends with a Black female content creator named Asia McGowan. Anthony Powell, unfortunately, went to Asia McGowan's school, murdered her, and then he killed himself. So a lot of Black female content creators that was against the Black Manosphere 1.0 at the time tied Sergeant Willie Pete to having something, to having an influence. I see Big J's in backstage. Once again, Complex and Big J, I'll put you on the panel. But like I said, I gotta let this out first. So the Black females tried to tie and associate Sergeant Willie Pete, saying that his words had an influence over Anthony Powell to cause him to commit this murder. So thus, when it came to, so they used Sergeant Willie Pete's words against him, mixed with the fact that he made that video getting fellatio, it got him kicked out of YouTube for 4 years. And he had to rely on the website called GenerationX.net in order to continue making his content. But okay. So Complex, you're on. Big J, you're on. What's up, guys?
What's going on? Oh, hey, what's going on, Big J?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Yeah. I'm gonna say this though, man. I got things to do, but can I speak before because I find that video comical by Reg, or I'm sorry, Pearl from 227. If you watch it again, listen to who he said was part of 1.0. He said Sandman. Now, when he said the word Sandman, I'm like, wait a minute, Sandman's a white dude. Sandman. Yeah. Now, does a Sandman come over on this side and talk. Yeah, Sandman does come over on this side and watch our videos and respond and shit. You see him time to time making references to the Black Manosphere, but he never was part of the Black Manosphere. And then though he also mentioned Sparky Fister. Even though Sparky Fister is a black dude, Sparky Fister never came around in the Black Manosphere. He was all by himself with the original Manosphere. And the only time Sparky said anything about the remotely about the Black Manosphere is how though he called out Tommy Sotomayor out. So Reg don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He doesn't. And let me see who else is supposed to be part of the Black Manosphere who wasn't. Bob Barbarossa. Bob Barbarossa was never part of the Black Manosphere. Bob Barbarossa was the guy who's headlighting the MGTOWs. So Reg don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Barbarossa was a member of the MRA, and then he left the MRA and started MGTOW. So he was in the league of his own.
Yeah.
He was in the league of his own. I mean, he observed the so-called Black Manosphere because he used to watch my videos and he used to watch Soul and Black's videos. So he observed the Black Manosphere, but he was never a member of it. But what's up, Soul and Black? I see Soul and Black.
Hold on. When he says Sparky Fister, I just like floored to the ground, man. I said, I was like, what? It did. I had to watch it again. When he said Sandman, I was like, man, where is the IV? Somebody, y'all need to resuscitate my ass. The nigga said Sandman part of Black Manosphere. Dude, I thought, man, I need to be in the emergency room because that shit was out of pocket, man.
Yeah, so I'll let Complex Design speak because he was waiting patiently. So what's up, Complex Design? Give your 2 cents on it, brother.
No, you're good. I'm just gonna be real quick because I got to jump on in between calls and other stuff. But it's funny. Every time I hear people say 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, I always think that was Mike and I who created all of this shit. Like literally the reason why you guys say 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 is because Mike V came up with that. Prior to us literally contextualizing the various waves of content creation, right, in this venue, as software versions, that was Mike's idea. Okay, no one was saying 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0 until Mike called it these things to demarcate certain time points. Now, whoever was in 1.0, I'll let you guys argue that one because I wasn't even around then, right? I wasn't around. Like I came in, I was on the BGS stuff, and then 3.0 happened because what we wanted to do was create something different. I guess, right? Isn't that what the 2.0 Godfathers, right? They did that, right? Didn't they do that?
Yeah. They separated themselves.
And then you got all the 1.0 guys who did what they did, right? Now it's funny because when we did the 3.0 thing, guess what? We had the 2.0 guys shitting on us saying, well, who the fuck are you guys to go and do some 3.0 stuff? We're just like you back when there was a 1.0. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, what 3.0 is that's some new shit. And when I say it's new shit in the sense of it combines monetization and all of that stuff from 2.0 and the social commentary and conversations from 1.0, right? And we package it all up into a fourth industrial presentation. And that's 3.0, right? It's an evolution, just like 2.0 is an evolution from 1.0 and et cetera and so on, right?
Well, I'll say this. Sorry to interrupt. I'll say 2.0 is a de-evolution from 1.0, but then 3.0 came back and they continue the evolution.
I won't argue.
That's my opinion. You don't have to agree. That's my opinion. It's like
you're good.
It's like 1.0 came, 2.0 devolved. And then 3.0, you revived the evolution.
Yeah, from 1.0, right?
Yeah.
Well, shit, one of the architects in 3.0 was a 1.0 guy. It's Mike V.
Correct.
And he's the one who, that's why I'm like, well, wait, why are we always not talking about Mike? I wasn't even there, dude. Like he was there with you back then.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
Mike.
so Mike knows better than most of these people. He schooled me on this shit. I don't. You guys are saying a bunch of names I don't even know.
Yo, check this out, right? Check this out. I remember Mike when he had during the 1.0 era, Mike V had another YouTube handle. He was going by another handle called Remedy, right? And it was Soul and Black who told me this, because I was on the phone when they was Soul and Black. I was like, yo, I watch, because I remember when I first came on the Black Brain Trust, right? And Mike V, he said, yo, I remember you from back in the day, Wacky man. You had some interesting videos, stuff like that, right? And I was speaking of Soul and Black. I was like, yo, they still talking about us, our generation, man. There's this cat named Mike V. He was sitting there, talking about my videos and stuff like that. So Soul and Black was like, you know who Mike V was, right? I'm like, who? He was like, Mike. Soul and Black told me Mike V was there back in the day. I'm like, who? He was like, that Mike V's Remedy. I'm like, what? Oh, that's him? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, why do you think I always told you, man, there's this whole time, there's always been rank in the Brain Trust, dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's an OG. He's an OG, like cats don't know him to be an OG, but he's more of an OG than pretty much all of these niggas.
Yeah, exactly. But going back to what you were saying, Complex Design, you're 100% correct. It's the Black Brain Trust. Oh, here go another OG. Here we go. All right, guys in trouble now. Well, right? But Complex, you're right. You and Mike V, y'all the one that created the titles 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. And people don't give y'all credit for that when y'all deserve that credit.
No, they don't. Everybody says it. Everybody argues it. They debate it and all that. I'm like, well, how? If we already kind of contextualized and defined it, and literally the dude who's there literally since about day one is the one who contextualizes it as such. How can you be a Johnny come lately and try to argue the shit? Like, that literally doesn't make any sense. What's going on? What's going on, Quest?
What up, Soul?
Uh-oh, he's muted.
So unmute yourself. You're muted, so unmute yourself.
What's up, Complex and Wacky? What's up, brothers?
What up, man? Been a minute. What's going on, bro?
What's good?
I think
you got some sound issues.
I think might have some mic issues.
I got a delay or something.
Yeah, I think
you have a delay. Yeah, you have a delay because it's taking you a while.
I might have to drop out and come back in.
Yeah, so drop out and come back in. So yeah, so you're gonna have to drop out and come back in. Yeah. But it's like this this REG the Bad Guy character. I mean, he's comical, man. he's comical. I think maybe he just want to start some shit. Maybe I don't know, because he always likes to start some mess. But go ahead, Complex. Go ahead.
No, here's the thing, man. Dude, back in I think it was it 2019, maybe summer 2019, I want to say it was. Dude, he did an interview with the Brain Trust on his channel, and we broke all this shit down to him. That's why I said, dude, Reg is just, I don't know. I think he's just kind of, I don't even want to call him slow, but it's like, dude, do you even remember the interviews that you do with people? Because like Mike V, all of us were literally there and he explained it all. And he was like, oh, okay. I get it. All of a sudden he's confused. It's like, dude, what's wrong? You got like memory issues or something, man?
I wonder, does he remember the video that he made like 2 or 3 days ago in which he talked about the Black Manosphere 1.0? It's like, you talked about 1.0, then you're going to make another video saying that there was never a Black Manosphere 1.0. I don't get that. But go ahead, and then Soul Black will speak at.
No, is Soul, you good? Or does he still having audio issues?
Soul Black, you good?
I think he still have mic issues, man.
I don't know if I'm coming out good.
Wait, there you go. Can you hear us?
Not yet. No.
It's still a delay. It's still a delay
Shit. Okay.
because it's taking him a while to respond
To
back.
hear it, yeah, to hear us. He hears us late.
Yeah.
Damn. Somebody don't want him to speak.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, you still have. I think you still have a delay because Soul's mic is good. Like we could hear Soul.
We can hear him. He just,
very
I don't
clear.
know if it's a delay or what's going on, or it just cut. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's having trouble hearing us. Yeah, so you might as well drop off and drop off again and come back on another device.
Either that or restart your device and then try it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's got some interesting things to say about this.
Yeah.
He's chomping at the bit. He's waiting to get in on this one.
Yeah. Oh, now I remember. Yeah, you did go on. Yeah, the Black Brain Trust did have an interview with REG the Bad Guy.
Yeah.
I broke this. I broke this stuff down to him.
It broke it down. I was like, hey, dude, there's a whole manifesto for 3.0, right? Kind of explains what the 3.0 paradigm is like. Everybody knows who 2.0 and who the godfathers and the creators of that was. And then, I don't know why we want to argue 1.0 if you weren't there, right? May as well listen to the OGs who were there. I don't know. This stuff's pretty simple to me, bro.
Yeah,
right,
it
but
is
much like how like everybody can establish who was there like during like the 1.0 days and who were the people for that time, and then you get over to 2.0 and then you hear the names, right? You hear the names. I don't need to say them. You know the names, right? So then we get to 3.0, and guess what? Yeah, our paradigm is gonna follow suit just like everybody else's, and God damn it, you're gonna know the names of the people who created it, i.e. the Black Brain Trust. Facts. It's just like, we're going to own it just like 2.0 and all those dudes own their shit, and 1.0 can own theirs, man. And like we said, 3.0 is just a continuation of 1.0. It's the same people involved.
Correct. I just find that funny with Reg, man. I just find it funny. And like you said, and I stated this before, that see, here goes another brother that was there during the 1.0 generation. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and I stated this before, what you just said, Complex, is that if a person was not around during the 1.0 generation, then take the time to listen to those that was there, that were there before you can speak on it. Before you can speak on it. You got this guy, Reg, he wasn't there around at that time, but then he's speaking on it. Like, guy, come on, man. But Soul and Black, is your sound good? Is everything good with you?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
we can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had to come in on the phone. I don't know why. It was acting up for some reason, delay on the other side for my network, but I don't know. So I just came in on the phone.
Okay, cool. So you're good. Your sound is good. So what do you have to say? Give your 2 cents on it.
Oh, I'm checking in to see. I was like, what the heck is going on, man? They're talking about 1.0 didn't exist. What are they talking about? What the? I'm just now coming in, so I'm kind of, you gotta catch me up a little bit. I'm like, how the heck are what the heck is going on with these dudes? How do we get to the point where 1.0 don't exist? We built the mud. What the heck are you talking about?
It's 1.0.
Exactly.
We built it.
Exactly.
Wait. What are you talking about? We didn't call it the Black Manosphere at that particular time. Is that what they're trying to talk about? Because technically, Wacky, as I called it the Black Male Collective Consciousness. That's what I had for it originally.
Yep. And I was just talking about that too earlier in this video. I was just talking about that. Yeah.
So, I mean, the only reason why I went to the Manosphere, I was like, okay, that's fine. You know what I mean? Because there was another Manosphere, because it really wasn't a Black Manosphere. We didn't have it like that. We didn't call it like that. But, I don't know what these cats come. I think my man said, a complex design say a Johnny come latelys. That's what I use too. They come lately and they try to do revisionist history. I hate that. Why don't
exactly?
I mean, if they're on point, then they need to handle business. But the problem is, a lot of 1.0 don't appreciate what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. They've corrupted what we actually put together.
Exactly. And that's our main issue with the 2.0 generation, because you also have someone else who's claiming that we're somehow envious of 2.0. And it's like, what are we envious of? What does 2.0 have that 1.0 is envious of? It's like, come on now. It's like that.
2.0's talking points came from us. What exactly? What do we have to be? We got no reason to be envious or jealous of them, other than the fact that they're messing up what we put out there originally.
Yeah, the uncorrupted talking points that they have came from us, but the corrupted talking points that they have, when they're sitting there crying over, you know, how so-called black females are not attracted to them, and you know how to get a black female, and you know, embracing pimps and embracing a pimp mindset and all this other bullshit, that didn't come from us. We didn't come with that bullshit.
No, that's not us. And not only that, the Black Manosphere, if you want to use that term, we were talking about not just about black women. I mean, we did talk about them, but it wasn't the only thing we talked about. It seems like these guys in the current versions, that's all that they talk about. It's like, what's the deal, man? We got other issues that have to be addressed regarding black men.
Thank you. Exactly.
How come you guys are not addressing those particular issues? You're supposed to pick up the baton and take it beyond even further than what we took it. That's the whole point. And if you can't do it, then shut up. Period. Just shut up, because all you guys can talk about is what your wounds between your legs. That's what you keep whining about.
And so, can I just make a quick point to that, man? That's why with the whole 3.0 thing, we were just kind of picking up where things were left off, because, you know, that's why we push things like tech startup culture and all that type of stuff, because we're in a show and prove era at this point, right? Like, all of the conversations had to lead up to like courses of action at some point, right?
Exactly. That's the whole point. That was the whole point.
I want to I'll give you about 30 seconds so to speak, and afterwards, sir, I want Sir Bayal to speak, because he's been waiting patiently, waiting to speak. No doubt. You got 30 seconds, so go ahead.
I got you. No, seriously, complex design on your point. It's supposed to be the baton is passed. You go past where we already went. You don't go back to where we went. It's like restarting the race all over again. What are you doing? We already started the race. We passed it on. You guys are supposed to go to the next level. Black women are done as far as we're concerned. That issue has been already addressed long time ago. We've crushed up all their arguments. None of their arguments, none of the things that they bring up is anything new. And we beat all of it.
That's it. So we gotta let Sir Yahoo speak, and Sir, okay, I'll make a point after Sir Yahoo. Go ahead, sir. What's up, brother?
Yeah, what's going on? Shalom, everybody on the panel. Peace complex.
What's going on,
bro? The 1.0 era, what I've noticed, I grew up watching Sergeant Willie P back in, I would say like 08, 09 era, because I had a channel prior to this. This is like my second channel. I say this all the time on my channel, and the guys that you need to talk to is this man right here is Wacky, Soul and Black, and the other guys that's still around, like Pink Elephant, and there's another guy named DC Codebreaker. He could tell you about guys like that. And what's his name?
Yes,
the General Q. He knows. It's a lot of guys I be over on the other side. They talk about it frequently, and they never say no disrespectful stuff to them. And I try to check them. I said, no, these guys laid the foundation for black men. They was talking about real economics, group economics, and they was trying to lead us forward, even though 2.0 was on some gender politic bullshit, and all they talked about is esoteric stuff, like in the conscious community. That's my perspective of them. They're wasting time. And then Soul and Black tried to tell them last year, you have 1 year to produce something, which they haven't. So 3.0, you have, well, I don't want to say two groups, because I want to shout out to Black Brain Trust. They the ones have their little about me section was their standard, their new standard, because that's the standard we should be on. on the Manosphere. But the other 3.0, of course, that was ruined by O'Shea. I blame him for that.
No, there is no. Let me just clarify.
Now there's no other 3.0.
Yeah, I know it's not. I know it's not. I know it's not a other. But according to outside people,
this is where
they're
we're
gonna look
getting
at
fucked up.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
That's why REG is an issue.
Man, fuck the other outside sources, man. It's about the dude. Now, for real, fuck them.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got outside sources that's saying there was no Black Manosphere 1.0. Fuck what they saying.
Thank you.
3.0 was started by the Black Brain Trust. So if somebody trying to make it seem that there's another version of 3.0, them motherfuckers are smoking crack. That's it.
Fair enough. So what you have here is now like you got people saying that 1.0 didn't exist. So it's kind of funny though. But it's kind of funny though. But that's why I was looking at it from when I came back in. I'm like, I didn't know what they was talking about, the issues, and I think it's been addressed like Stolen Black said, like, hey, you know, you got 1 year to produce something, and they haven't. They just talk about the same old stuff that we talked about probably, I'll say from the beginning of 08 to like 2012 and on down, and then they want to rehash the whole thing, and it's just ridiculous at this point. It's kind of laughable, but man,
it's because they don't have any plan to get anything done. That's the bottom line. That's what I put them on check on, because they're not trying to do nothing except continue the same old bullshit back and forth, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, we need action on the ground in the real world. What you going to do?
Right.
You going to sit here and talk about the same old bullshit 50 million times around in circles? You can't. And we've killed, like Wacky knows this, we killed their talking points. I mean, destroyed them, literally blew them apart. So there's nothing new. And
it was very easy to destroy their talking points. It was not even hard. It was easy. And it was so bad. It was so bad that they were trying to get us and shut all of our voices down. They were trying to, because they couldn't come back with nothing else. The only alternative they have was YouTube. Please stop them. Yeah. And you know, like I was saying, like I said earlier in the stream, because you have another person who was stating that Black Manosphere 1.0 was going back and forth with black females, and I give him that. That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Partly, that's partly
true.
Partly true.
But we did not stop at that. We did not stop at just going back and forth with females. We spoke about other issues pertaining to black males also. And remember, like somebody who mentioned, you guys know, I was strictly speaking about so-called black males building for themselves.
Yeah,
and group economic infrastructure.
Yeah, group economics. I watched one of your old 07 videos, Wacky, in pre-record there, and I'll never forget. I was subscribed to you in 2012, but see, I already knew who Sergeant Willie Pete was, Captain Solo, and Stolen Black was. I knew all the guys, Rick Scorpio, and the people that was cool with. And there's another guy that was cool with Hollow Point. He was cool with Black Pride. I told you about him on the channel. He was cool with half of those guys. And I hate to say it, because they was pro-black back in the day. They was about real issues that people wasn't really talking about from different crops of life of the United States, man. And that's just factual, because what we was talking about was real stuff. What they're talking about is some esoteric and gender politics nonsense. That's why I get from 2.0. And the reason I say that, because you have a one specific elder, and then you have another guy tries to be like Wacky, and then the other two I just don't really care for. I don't give a fuck about. I don't care about Oblivion and Slayer. That's what I call them. But it's just they say the same shit and they copy from Tommy, man. This is the Tommy effect. I blame that on him, because they fell in love with him, and that's how they got their start. And I hate to say that, and I blame Tariq and She for all this, and that's why a lot of these dudes are inspired. And I just shake my head. So I'm like, those dudes ain't 1.0. They're just clowns. They just got leeches off the space. And what they didn't do nothing for black men. I'm sorry to tell you that not outside of the US or whatever, or even jobs. They over there finessing and finagling people all day long. Like I see it on my last job that I used to have. I mean, them dudes did not build no fucking foundation. 2.0 was arguing about bullshit all day. Yeah, they had their little Google Hangouts. Give them that, but what are they producing in the real world?
All right, 30 seconds. Come on, 30 seconds, sir.
But I'm done. I won't give it to you.
All right, I give it to Complex. Complex, what do you have to say?
Complex.
Yo, I'm on a scooter right now. My bad.
Oh, hey.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, that's why you guys probably saw the camera, dude. And my phone was in my pocket. I was just listening in. I'll get in when I get back to the pad.
Okay.
I'm listening in right now, though. Yeah, I'm on. Wait, hold up. Yeah, dude. See, I'm on a little electric scooter right now, just rolling around.
See, man, that's kind of sad, man. This is what I hate, man. It's always corruption at the end, down the line. People always want to change stuff and try to revise it, because all they're doing is they're trying to take let's keep it real. They're trying to take the clout of us. It's not us trying to take the clout from them. They're trying to take our stuff.
Facts.
Exactly. They trying to take the clout from us and trying to make it seem as if they were the groundbreaking brothers. No, we were groundbreaking. Okay. Okay. We were the innovative brothers. All right. They just came with some corruption shit, some crying over some pussy shit. You know,
Yep.
some. I'm an alpha male. I'm an alpha male. I'm an alpha male. I'm an alpha male. But yet crying over some pussy. I don't get which alpha male does that. I don't know.
I'm an alpha male, and I don't be crying over no pussy. I don't know how that works. That's ridiculous. Because if you're alpha male, you getting it, or you're not. You ain't playing with it. You don't need to. That's the difference. Point blank.
My thing is, as an alpha male, what makes you an alpha is your leadership ability out in the real world.
Exactly.
What are these so-called alphas doing out there in the real world? And one thing is this: what niggas don't understand about alpha males is that in this modern society, alpha males are the most hated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't receive, hold on for a minute. If you don't receive that hatred due to people being intimidated by you, and people try to undermine you and get at you, like I have in most of my life, nigga, ain't nothing alpha about you niggas. Fuck out of here.
Right. And also the betas kind of run the show. I hate to say that, but that's the funny thing. I'm not even against any of it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because you need everything. You need alpha, you need beta, you need gamma, you need delta, you need them all.
Sigma, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sigma, we need them all. But the thing about it, but see, that's our mindset. That's 1.0. The 2.0 dudes and beyond, well, I'd say 2.0 really. Those who actually subscribe to that environment. Because the 2.0, to me, 2.0 is bitch ass Negroes. That's what 2.0 is. They're bitch ass Negroes.
Oh shit. Wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna call it out this time because
Hell yeah, some bitch ass niggas. Hell yeah, some bitch ass. Call it out, so there's some hoe ass niggas. Fuck them niggas. Shit. Niggas ain't shit.
They on some bitch ass stuff because every time I try to get them to go forward to do something, they start bitching and complaining and crying. They bitch ass Negroes. They got their so-called elder BGS. I'll call him out. I ain't got no problems with it because he on some bitch ass shit too. All these dudes is on bitch ass shit. O'Shea is a fucking clown. That's all he is. He's a straight clown.
Thank you.
Man, shout out to that nigga. What's the dude's name? The Saint and the Sinner.
Thank you.
Hey, Saint and the Sinner had him shook. The Saint and the Sinner humbled his bitch ass.
Yes.
Hey, so I don't know if you know. Hey, I don't know if you know this, but O'Shea, I shit you not, dude. I literally stepped to him on Bernard Riley's and I told him to make the video public so that everybody can see this shit so we can talk about it, right? This fool did a video one day and he blamed the Black Brain Trust for all of those, like bringing in all of the people that were on his niggathons, as he called them. He literally fired up a live stream and said that that's the reason why Soro Badiah was like, well, there's 2 3.0s. And I'm like, no, there's not. So y'all listening to O'Shea. He purposely did that, dude. He took all these whack ass niggas that was coming in here, running scams, doing all this shit, and said that the Brain Trust was responsible for bringing all these people into the Manosphere. I shit you not.
Really? As far as I know, the Brain Trust, the Brain Trust has been struggling to get competent, useful individuals to do the right thing regarding black men. You guys have had more struggles trying to do it because you're on the real deal. When you're talking about These other motherfuckers,
Bro.
these are dudes. They're just scraping up, trying to get subscribers, trying to get low views, get their money. That's what they're really about. They're not about the black men's initiative or deals. I mean, goals at all. Really, they're about them damn selves. And I don't even understand how these guys have not figured that out by now. God dang, it's been years I've been watching. I don't even watch O'Shea. But the thing about it is, that sucker's been out there talking all this bullshit. When I first started looking, I was like, this dude is going to fuck up what's going on, man. I even did a video, I think, a long time ago about Obsidian and those guys, how they then fucked it up. They fucked the shit up. I was like, what are you guys doing?
Listen,
and all they want to do is promote.
Hold. Let me say this, right? Let me say this. O'Shea is in no position to even critique the Black Brain Trust and his criticisms, because ain't this the same motherfucker who embraced pimps and have pimps and he embraced pimps and have pimps come on his show and introduce pimps to the Black Manosphere?
And porn stars.
Hold on for a minute, guys. I'm sorry to be a little loud.
Okay. I'm gonna mute out.
This motherfucker, O'Shea Duke Jackson, basically introduced the Black Manosphere to a pimp. What's this dumb motherfucker's name again? The dude from, I think, from Chicago or something. Like that. Sinful to P. I mean, dude, you're gonna sit there and introduce human traffickers to the Black Manosphere and try to present him as if he's some cool ass nigga or some shit? Get the fuck out of here. During the 1.0 era, we was not tolerating that bullshit. We was not tolerating that dumbass shit. You do not sit here and use your platform to introduce a whole space to a fucking human trafficker who allegedly committed, got some 14-year-old female pregnant and allegedly gave that 14-year-old female herpes, and introduce him to the Manosphere and try to, big him up like he's somebody righteous or something. Get the fuck out of here. O'Shea Duke Jackson's in no position to talk about that. And I remember one day I was watching, this happened maybe in 2019. I'm sorry to be a little long-winded, but O'Shea Duke Jackson made a video where he was interviewing some guy who was talking about his experience being in swingers clubs and going to swingers parties. Now, my thing is this: every adult has the right to do whatever they want to do in the privacy of their own private life. So if somebody's into that, that's their business. But why would you introduce that to the Black Manosphere? Huh? Like he introduced, and don't forget that he basically was a big reason why this dude Taz has a lot of popularity. Come on now. Like, motherfuckers in no position to talk shit about nobody, man. But Sir But Yahoo, you got something to say? Okay, I'm gonna pass the mic to Sir But Yahoo.
Yeah.
Then Solar Black, then Complex.
Okay. Yeah, that guy's been a clown for years. I first heard of him doing content back then, and I was finding a job at the time when I got my first job, and that dude's been talking about a lot of dumb stuff. I mean, when I look at him, I'm like, okay, you live in Poland and you be on some bullshit, and then how in the hell you act like you're the leader? I'm like, your followers, he birthed a lot of niggas, and I hate to say this about an individual I frequently over there. You allow him on your stuff. I'm like, come on, man. Like, and him and Oblivion, man, they just make me sick every time. Be flipping and flopping, trying to revise history. It's the same shit. It's just the same shit. And this is why you got guys like Reg and them don't know the actual history of 1.0, because y'all had a standard. Y'all had your own standard, really, because you make sure brothers produce something out here. You take it on your own. You had your own mind and you had to produce. That's what 1.0 did. And they did a lot of good things. I would say like 2012 from 14, even that website. I mean, I thought it was going to be success, but I think New said in the chat the last time you did this wacky, they didn't want to support it. And I think Mike V said it on my channel too. I said, yeah, it was a combination of a lot of things, man. It's just like anything else. And you made a prior stream talking about Black Junction TV. You know, support that brother. You know what I mean? Because that will get us going. You know, it's the same thing y'all been
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's been the same time that y'all produce. You know, but I'm gonna pass this on Black.
Yo, I've said this already. I think Wacky, you said many things, and I'm going to be honest. They made all this money supposedly in the so-called Black Manosphere, and nothing is contributing or addressing Black men issues. Not a single dollar, as far as I can tell. Nothing. It's all about boosting their pockets. Nothing for like anything in the political arena whatsoever. Nothing. I mean, I can't. If you guys could tell me, what have they been able to produce other than talking shit? Because I don't see anything. And we were about trying to get some stuff done on the outside in the real world where it counts. That's where it really counts. So all this online talking back and forth, O'Shea is just a way. I call him O'Shea Puke Jackson because he ain't nothing but giving you puke. It's bullshit. I don't even know why people listen to that shit. They on that nigga dumb shit.
That's basically what it is. That's basically what it is. So, Complex, what are your sense? Give me your 2 cents. What do you think?
Yeah, hopefully it's not too loud, man. I'm just rolling back to the pad right now. Okay, good. So shit. Let me y'all go ahead and chop it up. I gotta take this call real quick. Go ahead.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's just that some of the things that O'Shea has done is very questionable because it is that once again, people view him as the leader to this current space. That's fine. If he wants to be the leader of this current space, that's fine. That's fine. Or if he's viewed as a leader and in this current space, like I said, I'm fine with that. I don't have an issue with that. But the thing is, as a leader, you have a responsibility of making sure that the online community that you supposedly are leading is headed at a good direction. You're supposed to lead that community in a good direction. Now, how are you doing that when you are inviting damn human traffickers onto your space and introducing the space to some human traffickers? All right. How is that going to uplift the space? How is that going to help the Black Male Collective when you're sitting there bigging up a fucking human trafficker who allegedly got a minor pregnant?
Yo, Wacky.
Facts.
Wacky. Birds of a feather flock together, bro.
Exactly.
You know
exactly.
That's what, because O'Shea got some interesting past, so to speak, of his own. But it's like, okay, but I don't even know. Again, we're dealing with bitch ass Negroes, yo. We're dealing with bitch ass Negroes because real men are handling real things. Period.
Exactly.
That's just how it goes.
Exactly. And let me get on BGS for a minute because I still won't forget that back in 2019, BGS threatened to annually rape a grown-ass man. Okay? See over. Okay? He threatened to annually rape a grown-ass man. Right?
Right.
And then afterwards, Big J Triple X is a witness to this. I'm a witness to this. Okay? So Rude Ep, shout out to him. He's a witness to this. All right? We witnessed this shit. He threatened to annually rape a grown-ass man. And afterwards, on one of Angry Man's live stream, they made a live stream afterwards, and Rude Ep, even C Boogie, they confronted that, right? Now, I think C Boogie confronted Angry Man on something else, but BGS was confronted on him threatening to annually rape a grown-ass man, right?
Right.
And Angry Man's bitch ass defended BGS, stating that, well, that's prison talk, and in prison, people threaten to fuck another man that actually have power over him. So basically, Angry Man utilized that as an excuse to try to make it seem that what BGS said was some manly shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't. Yeah, I can't co-sign
I can't support that.
I can't support that. Yeah.
And I have the clip of BGS threatening to anally rape a grown ass man.
I seen the clip. I seen the clip. I seen that clip from John the Analyst. Yeah.
But then again, this motherfucker is still considered the so-called master teacher. Now, I don't know any master teachers outside of Dr. York to be doing that shit to a grown-ass man. BGS, I nickname him Dr. York too. Dr. York Jr.
Oh!
Dr. York Jr., that's BGS. That's your master teacher. A grown-ass man who threatens to anally rape another man. Dr. York Jr. And you know what? This is what REG the Bad Guy is going to do, right? In which I don't care. I know what he's going to do because he's watching this. And he's going to go to O'Shea Duke Jackson and BGS and all the other people and show them my video clip, which I don't give a fuck. They could watch it. They could respond back. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying about these niggas is true. They are some whole ass niggas. But go ahead. Anybody got the mic? Pick up the mic.
Yeah, it's sad that these people think they didn't exist. Man, I knew the history from all these people, like especially the people I've heard over the years, and they had some great content and great information. I mean, the 1.0 brothers laid the foundation. Mike be telling me all the time on my panels, it's like he's consistent. We had like a long build on the Sunday Chill, and we talked about the advancement in tech and things like that. And I was trying to explain that to Just DeAndre. Yeah, that's the history of it. Because if you really study 1.0, it had their own standard, man. Like I was saying early in the stream, it really helped what we was about, man. Because like, you know, I actually applied that when I was younger. So I was like 19, I think 07 coming in on YouTube on my first channel. Lost the channel in 2012 because I was on the Hebrew stuff with, and you know, Elder Young One can testify what happened to us. And we went through all of it. You know, 1.0 had their own thing, but we worked as one. You know, we all agreed on what was going on in feminism. We didn't get into the plutocracy part. You know, I know he mentioned cerulean, but he got that from someone else. I mean, it's a lot of people mention a lot of things, but today, you know, in politics, it wasn't bipartisan. It was nonpartisan. What Wacky was saying. Yeah, it was true. But if you came YouTube, I would say like 05 and 07, YouTube had groups. If you was in politics, you was cool. You was cool with everybody. And then I think the grouping of the spheres came along in 08. And I know the Manosphere, the other side, I call mainstream Manosphere, did they think. So the wall of silence was huge. And it was a success too. It's just, I don't know what happened when y'all left or whatever, you know, and I think people was trying to ask questions. I said, I mean, MGTOW exists. I mean, the ones that's corrupted, they over there in TikTok shaking their ass, but I'm not going to get into that. But that's a whole nother story.
Oh,
but,
wow.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. So I saw that. I shook my head, but
you
go
got
ahead,
30 seconds. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the wall. Well, the wall was I already know the wall was there first. So I was like, hey, we put the wall up. MGTOW came out. What was the other one? I think you guys were talking about my man for MRA. Wacky, what's his name, man?
Barbarossa.
Barbarossa used to matter of fact, Barbarossa enlisted both me and I think Stylistic at that time to speak for the MRAs. Remember that?
Wow. Oh wow. Okay.
You don't remember that?
I'm sorry, I didn't know that, Solon Black. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Barbarossa enlisted us to go ahead to be the speakers for the MRA groups too, because we were the Black Manosphere contributed to majority of everything you see. The first one, we actually submitted and contributed to everything that these guys are all running behind now. So it's like, yo, man, I don't understand how you guys are acting as though we weren't there. And on top of that, some of the main figures that you guys are talking about, they came to us and asked us to do stuff for them, including what was it, a voice for men, even for them. That dude, I forgot his name right now, the white guy, Paul Elam. He even had us. He wanted us to be over there because we were contributors. We were in the fight early in the game, and we were knocking down feminism and a whole bunch of stuff. And not only that, we were also addressing economics and finances and all this stuff, talking about trying to get farms. You remember that, White? We were talking about getting farms. The whole thing. We were on the whole thing. It was more than just about Black women. Not even close. Black women was part of it. It was that was a big issue because it was a major problem. But at the particular time, it wasn't just the only problem we had to address regarding black men. Black men had to get employment. Black men had to get educated. Black men needed to know how to make money out of their fight. Make money. Period. So we were doing all of that.
Exactly.
We were doing all of that.
Oh, go ahead. So finish up.
No, I'm good. Go ahead, bro. I'm just it pisses me off. That's all.
Yeah, and I mentioned that when it came to the BMCC, is that it was supposed to start as an editorial, but then it was supposed to go even bigger as something bigger than an editorial.
Because we had connections with the brothers overseas too.
Yeah. So we attempted to do that, but then that I already stated how it ended up. But we had an attempt to do that, and we was on our way, but it just got all fucked up.
Yeah, well, it was because I think it was primarily because we were over at Generation X. If Generation X wouldn't have went down, we would have been able to do everything else we were working on. We just had to come back and try to reestablish our connections on the YouTube side.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
And like I said, and you know what? It's funny that you said that, Soul and Black, because like I've always stated, the fall of Black Manosphere 1.0 was due to the shutdown of the website GenerationX.net.
I agree with
that's what that's why and how Black Manosphere 1.0 fell, because most of the members that left YouTube and went to went and created content on GenerationX.net.
Yep.
Most of them did not come back on YouTube once GenerationX.net got shut down. Soul and Black came back on YouTube. Sergeant Willie P came back on YouTube. Some people came back on YouTube, but most they didn't come back after GenerationX.net got shut down. So that's really the fall of Black Manosphere 1.0 was when GenerationX.net, the website, got shut down.
Wow.
Anybody tell you any other thing outside of that, they're not telling you the truth. Okay.
Thank you.
That's where the work was at. We were doing the work over there. The work was over there. We had our own stuff though. These guys still don't have their own stuff. I'm still waiting.
Yeah. You said that last year during COVID, like 1 year, like you got one. This is actually they 1 whole year to produce them, because if they do kind of lift this, I ain't gonna say COVID. I mean, COVID's gonna be here, but I'm just saying, they got to show me some. Same here. Like I have to agree, because if you don't produce anything, the time is ticking. I know Brain Trust is on its way. They're doing they had 3 years and they going on 4 and 5. They producing something. I mean, Mike and Complex is doing something. They doing something right.
You know what I find so funny is because that a lot of people within the 2.0, they're part of the Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks ADOS movement, and some are members of Tariq Nasheed's ADOS movement. So, and they and they agree with the philosophies of those two movements. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. If you agree with the philosophy of those two movements, that's fine. If that's the case, what bills have you written up to actually demand reparations for the descendants of slaves from the U.S. government?
Nothing.
Nothing.
They got nothing because they got no political influence. This is what I was talking about. Go ahead,
you got no
political influence. You're nothing. You got nothing, because we have to move in that direction. I kept telling them we got to go in the political arena. We got no choice. It's not an option. It's a mandatory issue. It's mandatory. But these guys are. But this shows their bitch assness. This is what I'm talking about. They won't do it. I'm like, and when I got in their butt about that, all they did was bitch and complain. That's all they did. Nothing else. No, that's a good idea. Let's go ahead and get this done. Nope, none of that. So I was like, okay, so you guys gonna sit online now? Then they jumped on behind. Was it Kevin Samuels all behind his behind? Okay, I'm like, but that's all they did. They're crying about going mainstream. Newsflash, 1.0 already went mainstream. We already did that. So it's like, damn, we already been there. We've been there, done that. So it's like, dude, I'm telling you, that's not where you need to go. We have to go into a political arena and get this done. You have to have politicians. You have to have. I couldn't even get them to write 5 pages, yo. They can't come up with 5 pages.
Damn.
You can't come up with 5 pages. All this intellectual people can write books. You know, Obsidian writing books, 400 pages. I mean, you guys can't come up with 5 pages. You can't come up with 5 pages for us to address the issues of black men so we can bring that to the table and get this dealt with. Not to mention the ADOS. What happened to ADOS? All this money is going back and forth, and I don't see a dime going to ADOS. Not a single cent.
All it just did is help Yvette Cornell move out of her mama's house. That's it.
That's it.
That's
yeah,
all.
You're right. Mm-hmm. And FBA's dead too because of that. You know, I laugh at those groups. They remind me of those Morris dudes back in 2012, like 9 years ago. They did the same thing with the Native American movement. That's what it's based off on, like, you know, the land and all that stuff. And I laugh at them. I said, dude, you better not go to prison if you don't have no politics, like what Solon Black said. You're just not gonna win. And I tell them that. And they got mad at me for saying, if not, that's what it reminded me. I said that in the stream on my one of my streams I did, and it failed. Even BGS said himself, and I'll tell you this: BGS said the same thing. He said it failed, and they got mad at him for saying it. And I started laughing. See, they're so divided. It's just like, man, I had like a off stream over at Kudas, right? Me and DeAndre talked, and he told me a lot of stuff about these dudes. He said these dudes just failed. You know, he was a part of the Angry Man crew once upon a time, but when he told me, he said there ain't no Black Manosphere 2.0 because it's dead, because they too busy worrying about the wrong things. They ain't together.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when he said that to me, I started dying. And I told him what Wacky said last year. He said the Manosphere is dead. He said that last year, and when that incident happened with old boy with Mazunga, but that was a test of 2.0, right? None of them dudes didn't defend that individual, but it just goes to show you they're not together. You know, like you need certain type of politics to move forward, and especially to get us in a position where we need to be. You know, Mike V says all the time.
30 seconds, sir.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Yeah, but this is the thing. It's just okay. Dante S in the comment section. He made this comment. It's an interesting comment. He said, "Y'all expect dudes on YouTube to write laws? Come on now." I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's just
yes. I expect
joking around. Maybe he was just joking around. I don't know if he was asking a rhetorical question or he was joking around or he was asking a serious question. But if it was, just for the record, just in case, if it was a genuine question, the answer is, what is the answer? So what's the answer?
Yes. That's what the answer is. We need to be, if we can do all this other stuff on YouTube and write all kinds of comments on, we can write up some laws that address the issues of black boys and black men. Yes.
I mean, my thing is this, is that we're talking about a space who some of the people claim that they know so much about politics. Right,
but that's why I'm saying
hold on. So you have people who claim that they have so much knowledge on politics. So if you have this much knowledge on politics, it would not be hard for you to create or to write laws that would benefit so-called black males in America. Come on now. Yeah, so yes, I do expect them to write laws. This is supposed to be the quote unquote the best of the best black men, right? The cream of the crop of black men, as they always say. The smart black men, right?
They got scholars and lawyers.
Scholars.
They
got scholars. They got all these things. So if we're the best of the best black men in America, right? If we're the scholars, if we're the master teachers, if we're all these intelligent things, then it should not be hard for these so-called scholars and master teachers to write laws that would benefit black males, especially when a lot of the black males in this space are crying about things that is a result of policy. When they complain about how black females chose government assistance and welfare over having the black man in the home being a breadwinner, a lot of that it was due to policies that was passed by mainly people like Richard Nixon with the gold shock, and also people like what's the other president name? Ronald Reagan with his Reaganomics, where he destroyed a lot of social programs that was helping married couples. Okay? So why not make policies that's going to reverse all these things? Common sense, right? But common sense is not so common. But okay. But we have Sheed here in the building, so I'll let Sheed speak, and after Sheed speak, I'll let Sir Yahoo and Soul and Black speak. So go ahead, Sheed, give you 2 cents on it.
Man, it's crazy. Like, the thing of it is, when I came into this space, the first thing I said was, and I always stood by this, I came over here for the knowledge. Like, all the other stuff, you know, about the females and all that stuff, I get it. Guys got a raw deal. I understand it. But my thing, where I kept going was, what about the knowledge? The guys need to learn this. The guys need to know about this, know about that. Just like you guys were just talking about with the laws and stuff. We have platforms sometimes debating on politics. We got, 2 lawyers, as far as I know. We got a whole bunch of PhDs in this space. So why can't the laws be written? I mean, we got the guys who deal with child support all the time. Like, there's several guys that don't know certain things about why these groups of guys who have kids that went through this bullshit are not really explaining the procedures to these new up and coming guys. We could talk, like I keep saying, if we gonna change the community, it deals with the men first. The women are not gonna change. You're not they daddy. They don't even listen to their daddy. You're not their daddy. You're not gonna give them some type of guidance if they don't want to be guided. You got to speak to people where they at that particular time. A guy was complaining to me because I wasn't teaching guys about trust. I was only talking about life insurance and other little things, because you got to get the A before you make it to C. You can't skip over. See, that's the process. Everybody wants the finished result. Nobody wants to put in the work for the process. And that's what a lot of stuff is happening. Everybody want to be, like Art and Star say, YouTube scholars. They'll look at a video and want to run down this whole educated thing. Meanwhile, you living in your mom's basement. You ain't got no job, but you going on YouTube every day pushing gender wars and issue with the black women that hate you because of the way you look, or because they didn't accept you because of this and that. I'm like, dude, cut it out. If it gets to a point where you can't deal with a woman, to be, so be it. Go get some money. You ain't even getting no money, so you already out the race before you even start. But I'm just gonna end with this. When it came down to it, I keep saying this. I'm here for the knowledge. Yeah, I push a little stuff when I get on some crazy people channel and all that. I'm just showing them. I've been married for 15 years. I'm not saying that you can do it, but it's a possibility. So for guys that are always complaining, and I'm like, well, what are the things have you changed about your life? That's what, like I said, I'm not a 5%er, but I always talk about knowledge itself. If you don't know who the hell you are, how you gonna get somebody else to accept you? You a coward. You ain't got no type of image about yourself.
30 seconds.
You don't want to work. And I'm done.
All right. I'll give the mic to Sir Yahoo. What do you have to say, sir?
Yeah, it's just like what she said, man. Like, everybody came here for the knowledge, and he told me this on my streams prior, before I had little upgrades to my channel. But yeah, man, you can't be complaining all day about females. I mean, that's what they're stuck on. Like, they don't want to listen to their fathers, whatever. And I did that 7-hour live stream response to Wacky. We talked about they can't take correction. He had an issue with a certain individual over at Melodies, and that's what I'm talking about. It's the same type of dudes that complain about the same old shit and whine all day, but not producing nothing. They have all the scholars, the PhDs, all the occult knowledge they want to talk about. Okay, that's great, but what are you going to do for the young men behind you? Not just the children, but the young men, the teenage boys have to suffer through this shit when they get online, being censored and everything else. I mean, there's other platforms, but I'm just saying, what are you going to do? Produce that type of knowledge for them in the future? Are you going to be good leaders? Nothing. I know. And me and Jesse Andre talked about this. He said the elders, he said you like 50 or 60. Now 30 and 40 years old, you're the leaders now. Because most of us is in, I would say, well, Solon Black, he's in his fit. He's considered elder leader. But whatchamacallit, Wacky and me, we're the leaders now. And we gonna be the leaders if we're gonna help these young men to produce, everyday lives or whatever, or knowledge. But I'm just saying, man, the young cats need it the most, and they're over out here struggling. But I'll pass it to So.
Well, I have to piggyback what you said. Yeah, they need leadership, but they keep putting these people up. They claim that these people are leaders, and I'm like, these people aren't no damn leaders. These people are just coming up to. They're content creators. Most of them are just content creators. They don't have a bone of leadership beyond YouTube. That's where it stops. Okay, so if you're expecting anything from these guys, for the most, you can see this. Sir, you already know. I said they got a year. What happened?
Nothing.
That tells you that you don't have leaders. That's what it's telling you. So I was like, dang, how much does it take to explain to you guys? We're gonna share the knowledge. The knowledge needs to be shared. I get you on that. We need to diversify the knowledge. That's why I wanted to do the Black Male Collective Consciousness. So we have a plethora of things, not just what's going on between the legs of some black female. I mean, come on. We're dudes, we're guys, we're men. There's more to it. There's more to life than to what's in between some girls' legs or not. There's more to it. And as black men, we know that the young cats need help. We know that already. We know that, but the help has to be done in a place that they can feel it collectively, even though they're not even on YouTube, okay, or whatever. We have to go into the political arena. We don't have a choice. We have to do that, because then that way we can get the effective change that we need. But they're scared to commit money to it. Shoot, they won't write down nothing. They won't come up with nothing, and they're not going to do anything. So it's like, well, these are not even leaders, dude. You guys keep calling these people these dudes leaders. O'Shea had a platform for a long time. Has he produced anything? Not a goddamn thing, except nigga talk. That's what he got. He got nothing else. So I'm like, that's what all they got. All they got is about making themselves rich, making themselves famous, handling their business, but screw the rest of us. That's what it looks like to me, straight up. So they don't have a real dog in the fight. They're just coming in, trying to get views, and then these other new cats coming in, all they're going to do is cry and complain because they're going to get views. Oh, the black woman hurt my heart.
You got 30 seconds, sir. 30 seconds.
Okay. So the black woman hurt your heart. Pick another woman, man. There's plenty of them around. You ain't got to just choose her. And if you don't like, if you want to have some melanin, go elsewhere. That's why we came up with the whole thing going overseas and shit like that. That all came out of 1.0. That's what we're talking about. Now I'm like, okay, you guys can go do that, but we still have to address our political issues. What you gonna do?
All right. Good words, so good words. And to piggyback off of what Soul, Sheed, and Sir Yahoo says is that, yeah, that's one of the main ways we as so-called black males can actually improve on our conditions is to combat what's going on in places of legislature and to change policies. And when I mean to change policies, I'm not talking about, and neither Soul and Black or anybody in this panel is talking about removing the welfare system so black females could somehow rely on black males. I don't know whoever made that shit up. I don't know, something wrong with them motherfuckers. It has nothing to do with canceling OnlyFans. It has nothing to do with that. It has something to do with improving policies that we're talking about. Has to deal with improving the socio-economic status of black males. All right, improving things like places like education, healthcare within healthcare or the health of so-called black males, ways in how to solve the crime element that black males are always engaging in, solving things such as father's rights. Now, this goes into beyond helping black males. This goes into helping males too, having father's rights, or giving fathers more rights when it comes to child custody, when it comes to getting rid of these fucking alimony laws. Because in this day and age, there should be no reason why alimony should still exist. All right? And balancing out when it comes to criminal acts that's done amongst people of different genders. How when it comes to domestic violence or certain things like that, or something that Soul and Black brought up a long time ago. Punishing females severely if they're proven that they falsely accuse a male of rape or any other type of sexual abuse.
Exactly.
Now, if it's proven in the court of law that a male committed sexual abuse to a female, then that male deserves to be punished. But if it's proven that that female lied, then that female deserves severe punishment.
Facts.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we need to do laws like that that's going to help black males in this society and males in general. You know, and once again, I can't stand it because a lot of people within the 2.0 space, I'm sorry to be a little long-winded, a lot of these bitch-ass niggas in the 2.0 sector of the Black Manosphere are always trying to find ways to anticipate black females going through some sort of economic drought. First, these motherfuckers in 2016 voted for Donald Trump, hoping that Donald Trump in his presidency would remove welfare. That did not happen. Then black males in this space was relying on the pandemic of 2020, which caused a recession in the United States, to make black females so economically destitute that they would run back to black males and quote unquote submit to them. That did not happen, right? Then afterwards, these black males were so happy when they heard that the website OnlyFans was thinking of removing their adult content, talking about winter is coming. They were celebrating, and they had that same hope when they were celebrating that. It was having that same hope that that OnlyFans removing their adult content would leave black females economically destitute to the point that the fact that they would go and return to black males and be and submit to black males. That did not happen because now OnlyFans pulled back their original plan to remove their adult content and keeping their adult content. And not only that, celebrating that doesn't make any sense because it's not like every single so-called black female is on OnlyFans. It's like, dude, why are you guys waiting for black females to be economically destitute instead of fighting for so black males could no longer be economically destitute? Jackass! Fucking stupid ass niggas, man. Damn. All right, but go ahead, man. Y'all go ahead, man, because that shit pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. They expect change. That whole last year about Trump was gonna do something. He wasn't gonna do a damn thing. It's just that's on you, bro. you got to be the one to make the changes. I mean, they kill me with that. And every time I hear it, like every year, it's like they're not going anywhere.
They're not going to go anywhere because you know why? I'm going to tell you why. The guys that they're following, they claim to be leaders, have implanted and encouraged them to think that they're actually powerless.
Facts.
That's what they think. They think they're powerless. I'm like, dudes, you guys are not powerless. You guys, we got power. All we have to do now is focus our attention on what needs to be addressed and deal with it. That's it. You're not powerless. But if you're not making any moves in that direction, you are powerless. So basically, you're being mentally paralyzed from doing what you should be doing. So I'm like, come on, man. Why are you guys listening to guys who are going to talk about the same old story back and forth over and over and over again? We all know there's scars. Okay, we got that already. But there's more to our life than just females.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, shout outs to Perfect Timing Podcast. He made a very good point stating that this is a great point, Wacky. This is popular in certain sectors. Perfect Timing is no longer waiting on shit. It's time to get to work. The perfect time. Yo, y'all subscribe to Perfect Timing Podcast, man. He got a good podcast. All right, y'all subscribe to him. So, and also shout out to Shaka Nulu. Subscribe to him. You know, once in a while he makes some content, but he said the pandemic was supposed to have these hoes knocking that dude's doors. Winter's coming. Lame. Exactly. It's lame. Winter's coming. They were saying that in the summertime, talking about winter is coming and autumn haven't came yet. Get the fuck out of here, man. Damn.
And the OnlyFans thing, that's crazy.
Yeah, the OnlyFans thing. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I know. So got something to say. Hold on for a minute. It's like, okay. Common sense will tell you that all or even most so-called black females are not on OnlyFans. So if OnlyFans did remove their adult content, it's not going to leave black females economically destitute. It might leave sex workers, females who are sex workers, in a position to be economically destitute. So is that what people in 2.0 are celebrating? Sex workers being economically destitute? So they can come to black men and submit to black men? Are you kidding me? That shit sounds stupid.
They want them sloppy seconds and thirds. Well, actually, these are sloppy 23rds, sloppy 34ths, something like that. They want that shit. It makes no sense. And that's only a now let's think about this, Wacky. You made a good point. OnlyFans. How much of that contributes to the black female populace? What do you think that is? Maybe 1%, 2 tops?
You know, that's a good point. I'll say, in my personal opinion, maybe at most 5%, at most. And I'm being generous when I'm saying 5%. You know,
I know, because of the black female populace in America. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm talking about? That'd be like, dude, that's not even enough. That's not enough to even be worried about. Real talk. That ain't gonna do you no good. I mean, it's not like it's not like these dudes are going out with girls next door, okay? And she's on OnlyFans. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like that. So it's like, okay, so why are you guys talking like you know this is a big deal? So what? There's gonna be thirsty dudes. Shoot, there's thirsty dudes at the club. They be throwing money at these chicks. Yeah, okay, make it rain on some chicks that are what? They ain't even gonna be tapping. So it's like, what the hell is that all about? You tricking. You want to be tricked out of your money, and you actually crying about being tricked out of your money. And I'm like, well, stop being tricked by your money. Period.
Facts.
That's a pretty straightforward, simple conclusion. I don't understand. You know what I mean? But the way that these guys are talking, going back to that thing about winter's coming, that's that Kevin Samuel stuff. He be on that shit. I seen that stuff coming across my feed. Winter's coming. Who gives a fuck about winter coming?
This motherfucker, this motherfucker KS got his legs crossed with his man purse about winter's coming. Snapping his fingers and shit. You know?
Yo. That shit is that's foul.
Yeah.
I thought we were men up in this joint, yo. Real talk. And the more I keep looking at it, I'm like, these dudes are not showing up to be men, man. They're showing up to be boys or males, unproductive. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're showing that they're weak, man. This is the worst way we can portray ourselves. They don't understand this. These females are looking at us as weak.
Yeah. Hold on for a minute. Who's this person? NLA Perfect. Who's this person?
Perfect timing. That's perfect timing. What's up, bro?
What up? Oh, all right, cool. Cool.
All right.
So
okay. Like, I don't know you. Get out of here.
Yeah, okay. That's perfect timing. Okay. So Sheed will speak. I will let Sheed speak. And then Sorbial, do you have something to say?
Okay. I'm gonna hop off.
All right.
Catch y'all guys later. All right. Peace and shalom to everybody.
All right, shalom.
Appreciate you.
All right, shalom. All right, Sheed, we're here. I'll let you speak, and afterwards I'll let Perfect Timing speak.
Yeah, because I mean, the funny part, the thing is, I found this space probably 18 through looking at the chick Erica Williams, and I always look at her channel. She talks a lot about money. I never got into Greg Adams and some other guy she named, and she always talked about Anger Man when she would talking about women and like the back and forth women, but it would always be that discretion against women. That's when she would bring up Anger Man, but she would always bring up BGS as far as the finances and stuff. And then the politics with Greg Adams, I guess. But basically, I started like, man, who is this guy BGS? So I started looking at all his financial stuff. I'm like, cool. So that's when I got introduced to the Manosphere. And for the most part, I'm like, BJs give a lot of input on topics and money, relations, all kind of variety of stuff, which is good. But then when I got into other people's channel, it was like a one-track mind. If it wasn't about women, there was nothing to be talked about. And then when we would talk about, like, far as trying to help and change things, you weren't getting a lot of solutions, but the women need to, then we'll be successful, we'll be okay. Until I started getting with other guys, and they was like, man, yeah. No, my bad. I had a call come in. But when I got in with the other guys, they were saying that, yeah, man, men need to start learning tech. Men need to start, getting careers, and that's when I started my channel talking about truck driving and family. Cool. To this day, I probably got 36 drivers. I got 36 subs. But when I started coming in talking about the Manosphere, because like I said, they right. A lot of guys got a bad deal in this. I'm at 303 subs now. When I mix it, now that I'm getting more subs, I'm converting back to what I always talk about: life insurance, getting guys together. We was talking about the dude AJ just died. Like, he probably got some type of insurance. He could be buried. He got some money, but the GoFundMe is the way to live now. Like, I don't have to ask people for money when I'm buried. Like, I deal with the dude Alonzo Hall in this space. He sells life insurance. I'm always bigging up that guy. I'm like, dude, this is what the Manosphere needs. People like this to come in and, show you how to do and deal with your money. I got policies for my kids through him as well.
You got 30 seconds. She 30 seconds.
Yeah, but in the end, the people who are actually giving the knowledge and the information, their channels aren't celebrated because, like I keep going back to, look, this is the love and hip hop Manosphere right now. All these guys are worried about the money and how they look and your sub count. And I'm done.
All right. And before I let Perfect Timing speak, because to piggyback off of what she said, when he's saying that there's a lot of brothers in the space who are productive, who speak about very substantial things, especially when it comes to finances and economics, and they're not getting heard. When he said that, it reminds me of a channel called K Business Podcast. I don't know if you heard of him. K Business Podcast. KAY Business and Podcast, right?
Yep.
This brother has a lot of great information when it comes to business and finances and helping brothers get on their feet and become independent entrepreneurs. And he don't get enough love, man. And I bet you, if he were to make one video or one live stream complaining about how black women don't love us educated lames, this guy, I bet you this guy will get a whole plethora of subscribers, just like what she was talking about. But it's like she said, this has become the love and hip hop of the internet, which is embarrassing because this is not how the Black Manosphere originally started. So once again, this is why like the 1.0 generation, like myself and Soul and Mike V and others, this is why we're frustrated and disappointed at the 2.0 generation, because they fuck shit up. But I'm done. I'll give it to Perfect Timing. What's up, Perfect Timing? Thank you for coming on here. What's up?
I'm just gonna say real quick, I'm gonna drop down, man.
Let Perfect Timing speak.
She do that on purpose. He like interrupting me.
That's crazy.
No, so I just said I was just dropping down. I'm gonna holler at y'all later.
All right, cool. All right, have a good day. Thank you for coming on, She.
All right, man.
All right.
What I would add, brothers, is I came in during the conversation with Soul and Black was going in about the merit of the Manosphere, and I agreed with that wholeheartedly. I created 5.0 based on Angry Man making his rant video about 4.0 and explaining to individuals that it had gotten to a point where this was not what it was created for. The doxing, the Kevin Samuels troll accounts and things like that. And he talked about it was supposed to be, I got a hook that I rap, and my song is called Men Elevating Men. It was supposed to be about men elevating men, where she talked about, helping our sons. I have a term I call father power. The whole thing about my podcast is one day I was praying and I realized that, you know, the woman said I can't be a father. The white judge said I can't be a father. But God told me I made you a man and I made you with these qualities. You don't need the son here in your home to be a father. So I start being a father via my platform. And I started parenting those young men and those older men who had never had a father and never been around via my platform. Now, when it speaks to the winter is coming and what we should be doing, what I've said is we're safe as long as we're on YouTube. What's happening is these, I'm not going to say the name, but I don't like the guy with the 3 initials that you were mentioning, the old dude. I don't agree with the old dudes. I don't agree with a lot of the old PhDs because I believe they've been co-opted to keep us on YouTube. What we need is one solid digital voice. The Discord didn't work because it's just like YouTube. Everybody want to be the crab in the barrel. Everybody want to have the most popular Discord. We need one Discord to solidify our voice. Then we go to Twitter as black men and we tweet. What I've said on my platform is that the hairless dog has more representation than the black man. If a comedian makes a joke about hairless dogs, the hairless dog community will tweet that comedian until he apologizes. But anybody could make a homosexual reference about Little Bootsy, who has 9 children and is a millionaire businessman, and it's a joke and it trends on Twitter to number 3. That's not funny to me as a father, but there's no voice from black men to tweet all of the people who and cancel certain comedians who make that homophobic slur. If we have that digital voice, everything is moving on Twitter. We're safe on YouTube. People are canceled on Twitter. Policy right now, they're advocating for the $3.5 trillion budget bill via Twitter. To get the votes they need, they're on Twitter. We are not moving anything on YouTube. We need to go to one Discord. So we need one solidified pathway and one leader that we solidify our voice via Discord so that when we go to Twitter, we're not just sporadic. So we're not going to solidify that voice via YouTube. We didn't use Discord correctly. We can use Discord to have a conversation, solidify our tweets, go to Twitter, and then when people come out against black men or men in general, we can cancel those individuals.
30 seconds. Perfect.
Or at least we can make them understand that black men are intelligent enough to have a voice and they're speaking up on these issues. The $200,000 a month, the $100 million to Van Jones. Every time that something happens that black men should be vocal about, there's no conduit for us to communicate our grievances. But yes, there is. It's been done via Twitter for the past 12 years. We're just missing out because we too busy want to fucking sing and dance on Twitter. We the fucking monkey in the goddamn circus. Everybody want their clown shoes and their nose on. Fucking stop being the motherfucking monkey of the show. We need to get to Twitter and understand how people are being canceled. It's the cancel culture.
All right. Yeah. Sorry about that. You was on a roll, but yeah. I had to give you 30 seconds. All right. That's what I'm talking about, though. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what? I agree with everything that Perfect Timing says, with the exception of one thing. When he says having this one solidified narrative or one solidified philosophy, one solidified agenda, and go on Twitter, and he said have a leader to represent us. I don't believe having one leader to represent us. I believe having a round table of leaders to represent us. Not one leader. We need a round table.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. And it wouldn't be one ideology. It would change depending on whatever the accusation would be. So we would develop a response based on not on an ideology, but on what particularly was said on that particular day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, that's
but you know what's so that was the agenda of the BMCC.
You thinking exactly like I'm cracking up because I'm sitting there listening to my man and I'm like, he has no idea that's exactly what I was talking about. I was talking about the BMCC damn near over 10 years ago. Same shit he's talking about right now. I'm like, we had this covered, but with this exception, like you said, there's not one leader. We have the round table, or it could be a different brother from a different scope who comes up and steps up in there. You know what I mean? It'd be like, this is a different voice who came in and nailed this to the wall. You know what I mean? And that's it. And see, when we start to be
the goal would be not one person on Twitter.
Hold on. I'm sorry, let's so are you done?
My bad.
No.
No, because perfect. What I do in here, I want people to finish getting their stuff out at a certain point in time before the next person speak. You know, so
Respect.
so yeah, but
No
so
doubt.
are you okay?
No,
Finish up. So and then perfect.
I'm gonna let him go because I'm just cracking up because Wacky, you and I are thinking like, I'm like, swear, I'm like, yeah, we vibing on this right now, yo. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
for real. He's like, yo, that's the BMCC. I know.
Word.
Y'all gotta explain that to me. But only thing I want to clarify is I agree with you with the round table because I've come up with the term the cool table, and it wouldn't be one person on Twitter. My prayer and my goal is that every black man or every man on YouTube as quote unquote manosphere would tweet in this same voice. If someone comes out with a homophobic slur against little Boosie, who is a proud father of 8 children, then everybody, 1,000 men are tweeting that one person. And this publicist is going to call him and say, hey, whatever you said about little Boosie, you need to dial that shit back. You need to dial that shit back. And then that will wake up the whole world. Like, hey, black men are, because what I've said is women are moving apolitically. If you've been paying attention to politics lately, women are not moving as Republicans and Democrats. Women are moving apolitical. They're going after the governor's seats. They're going after real power, and they're not focused on the political parties. Everybody in the manosphere is sleeping on what is actually really happening. When I broke down the $3.5 trillion budget bill, feminists are writing the bill. Feminists have redefine what a green job is. I showed on my podcast the other day, all of the green jobs, they have women. None of the $3.5 trillion bill is directed toward men or these illiterate boys.
Even I'm trying to, I swear, man.
Hold on. So let perfect finish. Perfect. Are you done? Are you finished?
I'll pass it.
Okay, cool.
See, this is what we were talking about. We got to go into the political arena. It's like, yo, man, you got to go there and fight. Because the money is being, if you're talking about, let's say, for instance, we used to have, when I was a kid, we used to have the boys club and the YMCA. Remember that? They were like damn near everywhere. They were all over the place. Kids had a place to go, learn things, gather things, play, whatever, in safety, and still come out productive as boys. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Now, when we're talking about
the boys club raised me. The boys club raised me. When my father wasn't there, he said, go to the boys club when my mother put him out the house.
Exactly. Because we had other things available, but now look where they're at. They're dried up. Where you see them at? We see a boy. When's the last time you seen a boys club, to be honest with you? It's like, damn, they used to be all over the place, but now nowhere. Okay. Money is going to females. Females are in the political arena. They're trying to move the money into their own pockets. That's why I'm like, all these guys trying to chase and get these females with money, or have money to get these females. It is a waste of your time. It is literally a waste of your time. By the way, I got to say something, yo, Wacky, and you, my man, check out this video. I don't know if you've seen this movie, The Insurrection. Y'all got to check it out. I know it's not what you guys would be normally accustomed to, but check that out. Look at what she says in that movie. It's gonna blow your mind. You're gonna be like, "What the hell, yo?" I'm telling you, man.
With
we need to get it. The with Insurrection.
With DiCaprio, not the one with DiCaprio.
No. It's one. It seems like a B movie or something like that, but it's not that. It's not the visuals. Listen to what they say in the movie. That's what I'm talking about. Just listen to what they're saying in the movie. The Insurrection. That's the name of it. But yo, we got to get into this political arena. We got to stop playing, because in a minute we are going to be literally powerless if we don't go ahead and take care of our business in the political arena. Because women they're trying to swallow everything. Do you understand? That's what we were talking about. We were talking about this regarding feminism, what they were up to. Because these guys are not even keeping up with what they're doing. My man brought up some very good stuff, straight up. And it's good for men too. We need to carry and take care of our own as well. Like you said, look out for, we need to have voices go out there and knock that out. But the problem is, man, these guys are stuck on who's getting draws.
Man. I just wish they would find some, I don't know, so we can move to a different thing. Alonzo Hall had like 2 people in this thing. He trying to teach people about estate planning. I said, you can't teach these people how to build estate planning. Planning implies building. You need loyalty and stability. How you going to build an estate when you coming into this home that's completely unstable? My home that I grew up in was unstable. Lights off sometime, cable on sometime. If these bills ain't paid consistently, how are they going to manage to pay this equity or this plan consistently. Nothing is consistent. I said the other day, in my own home, I'm having an argument. I say, we got an issue because I'm the only parent in the house. And I explained to her what it means to be a parent and how my father sacrificed a friendship with his son to be a parent so that he could raise the boy into a man that one day he might want to be a friend with. Because my father is selective on the people he's friends with. He ain't gonna be friends with a fuck nigga. So if I ended up like not a good person, he wouldn't be my friend. So he sacrificed the friendship to be my parent. And we're not making the sacrifices, man. We don't understand what it is to be parents, to be men.
I do. I have a son. I know how it is. I'm like, yo, man. I had to because
hold on. Are you done? Are you done? Perfect timing.
I'm done. I'll pass.
All right. Go ahead. So, all right.
My bad. I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
It was just, you know how it is. I forgot. I should have left it off on mute. Should have left it on mute. But no, as a father, I know you got to sacrifice being a friend to be a parent, especially to be a father to raise a man. That's one of the things because the women get away with that stuff, but as a man, we can't really do it like that because we have to make sure we bring him up productive. And after what he's basically learned and gained, so he'll eventually come to a point where he'll appreciate and recognize, oh, you know, because even though I had to call up my dad one time, I said, yo, Dad, my bad. I didn't understand. You know what I mean? I had to give him props. I was like, you know what? I get it now. My bad. I apologize for how I was acting or whatever my part was. I want to make sure I'm cool with you on that. And he was like, word. And see, because sometimes it takes some time before the guys get old enough or whatever or wise enough to understand what took place, what the father had to sacrifice. We give all this love to what women are sacrificing, but we don't give no love, basically, to what fathers have to sacrifice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like, well, I'm not a father, never been a father, but it's just that this whole concept that I hear when people speak about their parents being a friend to them, that was foreign to me when I was coming up because both my parents let me know I ain't your friend and never will be. I'm the one that made you. Okay? My father was one of those parents who let me know I put you in this world, but I could take your ass out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, it's just strange to me when I hear people, just people in general. I'm not spoiling about any specific, but people in general, when they have children, they was like, yo, you know, I want to be a friend to my child. I don't want to be just a parent. I want to be a friend. I'm like, huh? I'm like, you got to raise that child. If you have to raise that child, like I said, make sure that child or children become the most productive members of society that they can be. Because whatever outcome the child or the children end up is people are going to look at how they was brought up as parents. And you can't do that being a friend to your child. I'm not saying you cannot be friendly. I'm not saying you can't be lenient. You can't lenient at times to your children, but you have to be the primary disciplinary to your child, especially if you're a father. You have to be the primary disciplinary of your children. You have to be almost to a degree a drill sergeant to establish order and structure to your children. All right. So once again, those things can have your children become the most productive members of society that they could be, and you can't do that by being a friend to your children. I'm sorry, I hear people say that. I can't co-sign that. Nah, your children are not your buddies in the street corner, or your buddies that you see at the bar. No, your children is your legacy, and this child, or these children, they're going to one day grow up and spread your legacy. And if you want that to happen, you got to make sure that your legacy is left on good ground. So how do you do that? You got to plant on solid ground. And you can't do that by being a friend to your children. That's why I disagree with that. But I don't know the topic, but that was just my opinion about that. Oh, I'm broken?
Yeah, you was barking pretty bad. Maybe it's the volume.
Oh, god damn.
Yeah,
oh,
okay.
Damn.
Here we go.
You sound better now. You might want to repeat that.
You were borking or something. Something was going on. It's in there, but it's just
really?
it's gonna be a little weird. Yeah, it's gonna be a little. You're gonna have to slow it down to where you talk a little bit or speed it up. But you got. We heard you. Yeah, what you were speaking, we heard you. It was just kind of it moved forward a little, like almost like how they do that. Was it man, never mind. It was a little cartoon, little characters, man. There's the little tiny voices. Yeah, the chipmunks. That's right, the chipmunks.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that.
Damn, sorry about that, but
no, I bring that up because I believe that's our hindrance. And I believe this is a benefit of the manosphere because I believe that a lot of men need to be parented. So I understand that there's a valid space for that because we come from broken homes. So there's an elevation that needs to take place to get men to be able to get to the point where we want them to be. I'm frustrated a lot of times, you guys, too, because I have a 15-year-old, a 20-year-old, and I deal with the same things I deal with men, grown 50-year-old men on YouTube that I'm dealing with my 20-year-old. So it's like, I get it. These men need to be parented to get them to the place where they could act like adults in these arenas. This is why I want to use Discord before we go to Twitter, because I understand we got a lot of adult children in the space. And I don't just want to let people loose, like, give them a gun and they just start shooting up shit and then we're embarrassed.
He's like, yo.
Yeah, because that's a great possibility when this happens and we move to Twitter, because this is going to happen, even if it's not us, even if it's like Soul in that generation. But Twitter, the voice has to happen. Like I said, like hairless dogs have a more of a voice than black men. So it has to happen. The more I say it, I know it's going to come about because that's the way God works and it's going to manifest. But it's just, we have to do it in such a way that it's effective. We have to move apolitically. You know what I mean? We have to move with our children and us. And I don't know if this is the thing about the parenting and us being able to be selfish. I have selfish Thursdays. And a lot of us, this is where the blue pill and like when you were talking about the father thing, I was a bitch, blood. I was bitch made. And that's when I had to do the same phone call with my dad. Because it's being honest about how bitch made I was and how much of a bitch I was that he had to do that. You know what I'm saying? And what really took place in society and how the programming affected me from my mother and my grandmother. So yeah, I was bitch made for real. So when he got me at 13 years old, he didn't have no time to play. And he kicked my ass. And every woman I've been with has said, you here because of that time you spend with your dad. I've dated other men. You are different than other men because they haven't had a man like that. That royal foot he put in my ass made a difference till 40 years old. But yeah, I was a bitch. And there's a lot of bitch madeness, bitch assness in this space. And they need that foot in their ass from a father figure to elevate. And they might not be thankful for it right away, but I get that from Wacky. It's men in this space. And what's happening now with these guys, their feathers is getting ruffled because there's a separation, because it's men again. It hasn't been men on YouTube for a long time. So now there's this people and young men like Soul. See, the young men are coming to certain spaces because just like certain women are coming, they could smell it, bro. In the Bay Area, E40 say, can you smell me? You smell me? They could smell men. And so there's men again. That's why I love Wacky making content again, because he feel comfortable because there's men again in the space. So we need more men in the space, and then we need these men to be the parents. And I sacrifice certain relationships on YouTube. Certain people, I'm not their friend. They don't like me. I don't got a lot of views. I don't care. I didn't come to make friends. I got some work to do. And I know you listen. You don't have to. You could listen to ink. I don't care. You don't got to give me the view. Just apply the knowledge, bro.
Yeah, because it's not about views at the end of the day. It's about the forward movement of the Black collective, and especially the so-called Black male collective. So this is bigger than just somebody's views on YouTube. This is bigger than any one of us. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than Soul and Black. It's bigger than Perfect Timing. It's bigger than anybody in the comment section. This is about really the future of the Black male collective. And during the time of Black Manosphere 1.0, we overstood that. Not just understood it, but we overstood that what we're talking about is bigger than just us. which is another reason why I have to go back to this ad hominem that somebody made who accused the 1.0 generation of being envious towards the 2.0 generation. I'm like, no, we're not envious. We're not envious of that generation because we understood that this is just bigger than us. How can we be envious of somebody, right? When we understand that this movement is bigger than just us. We understand that this movement is about basically the survival and the future of the black male collective. So we're thinking on a bigger level. We're not thinking on a petty level when it comes to what someone else is doing. We envious what somebody. We don't have time for that. People like myself and Soul and Black, and even you, Perfect Time, and even though you're not 1.0, but just as a man, you don't have no time to be envious of another stranger on the internet. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody got time for that shit. But
you got a mission. You got a mission. And then that's what's on point. The mission. It ain't the mission. I'm like, they on some other stuff. I'm like, dude, we on the mission. You guys are on the personality stuff. What, who cares about all that crap right there, yo? Does the personality stuff fix your mission? Fix the issues that you're dealing with? No? Well, then go ahead with that. We over here with the real deal. That's what we're about. And that's what they said. And even what they said about us in 1.0, they said, you guys weren't trying to get paper. You were here for the principle. And I was like, exactly. We're trying to get stuff done.
Exactly. Yeah, we were not here for the money. We was here for the mission, trying to get things done to help the collective of so-called black males. And Perfect Timing, I love Perfect Timing. You bringing that great energy and you bringing some great wise words. And so I want everyone, like I said, I'll put up the link to Perfect Timing's podcast YouTube page on the chat. So you guys subscribe to Perfect Timing podcast channel and also subscribe to Soul and Black's channel on Rumble. So I'll put the link to his channel on the chat also. But
where's it at? Okay.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
It's up there. It's look at Dante S's comment.
Perfect Timing. I got it.
Okay. Yeah. But it's just strange. It's just strange. But you know what? Understanding that there's a lot of bitch ass niggas that exist, it should be expected that this space was going to end up the way that it end up right now. Right. But real men are coming back, like Perfect Timing says. The real men are coming back. And it's either you love us or hate us. You don't give a fuck. Because
I don't care. Right.
I don't care. I don't care. Trust me. There's people that hate me in real life, and trust me, I'm not losing one bit of that. But I do have to go. So I do have to end this stream. But before I go, I want you guys to give your final thoughts. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, great show, bro. Thank you for having me up. Thank you for shouting out my channel. Thank you so much. And you guys laid a great groundwork. I think that's what the issue is. You guys stood out to me when I first started my channel. That's when I first met you, and I learned a lot from you, and I've taken notes from you. And I thank you for your respect. It means a lot to me. I don't know if people, I said one of the things I talked about is heterosexual love, black men saying I love you and showing care and concern for each other again. So I've always looked up to you, bro, and to be on your panel is awesome. And you also, Soul and Black, to be on the panel with you. So thank you guys for allowing me to share my testimony and shouting on my channel. This is like a dream come true to me. So this is my goal, man. I have a Sunday show where I pray. They always said I'm gonna be a pastor at 8 years old, but Perfect Timing is saying I'm not waiting for someone to tap me on the shoulder and come preach at my church. I'm not. Perfect Timing is I'm the guy at the water cooler. They would say, "Hey, Dennis, we can't talk about that right now." I'm the guy at work and we're like, "Hey, we can't talk about that right now." And I got tired of always being quiet when I was saying Bill Cosby is innocent, and I would lose friends. I lost barbershops. You know what I'm saying? No one ain't called me and apologized when he got vindicated either. So I created my podcast because I got tired of looking for permission. That goes back to me being a bitch. Like the blue pill, we don't be honest about who we are. I got tired of asking for permission to have this conversation. So I said, God spoke to me one day, said, don't ask no more. So I created perfect timing to have the conversation with whoever would listen and to have the conversation with myself. And it's been a journey of self-growth for myself. But that's what it's all. That's what perfect timing is about. The Perfect Man Show. People say it ain't no such thing as a perfect man. It hurt me when black men were so much pushback on the idea of perfection. I didn't create the word perfect. So part of the Sunday podcast in the church is just teaching men about what perfection is and this journey every day, building yourself better and having positive affirmations. I say a sound mind, a sound body, but rooted in the sound heart, which is a sound spirit. You know, people always start losing weight in January, but they fall off. Or you start a certain ideology and you fall off. It's because it's not rooted in nothing. This thing that we talking about, we have to root it in something. This change that we add, it's a cultural change. It's a DNA change. It has to be rooted in something or a black man gonna fall off. So I created the church because I feel like we fell off with our spirituality. And it don't gotta be, it's non-denominational, but I feel like we gotta root this thing in something. It has to be rooted in something greater than us. And I believe it's in our spirituality. I'm not going to say one name to offend anybody or to turn anybody off, but it has to be rooted in something greater that it holds tight. It's like the woman who wears 3/4 of cloth. People think her dad can't make her do that. She has to understand her value and her salvation. And why are you able to see me? What's so special about you that you could see my face? That I value myself and my salvation, my relationship with this spiritual, it's something greater. It's not a law that makes me dress and move this way. And I believe that's the key to these changes that we need these guys to be able to matriculate to, because is people make like incremental changes and they backslide. You remember those terms, backsliders? It's not rooted in nothing. So
yeah,
thank you, bro.
All right, no problem. Thank you, Perfect Time, for coming on, and come back anytime. All right. So pass the mic to Soul and Black. Soul and Black, what are your final thoughts? Hello, Soul and Black. Unmute yourself, Soul. Unmute yourself.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I could hear you. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to say, people share out this video, man. Spread it out, man. Let it be known, man. You know, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to do the right thing for our brothers, and don't get sidetracked by these people who are basically, you know, throwing all kinds of winds and nonsense. Okay, because they're keeping you distracted from the real agenda, the real goal, the real mission, the real purpose, and therefore we don't get any real results. It's just that simple. So if you want real results, you got to go for the real mission. Okay, all that other stuff is superficial. It's not going to do you any good, obviously. Okay, I put a challenge out there for 2.0. They had a year and some change or whatever to go ahead and try to get this work done, and see what they do. Nothing. It's all talk, yo. Too much talk. That's the problem. Over talked. We gotta get focused. But I want to thank Wacky, yo. Good show, man. I came in here. I was like, what the heck? Appreciate you, man. You're doing your thing, bro, as usual.
All right, no problem, no problem. And you know what, Soul and Black, thank you for coming on my panel, and thank you for being one of the great innovators and builders of this space. And thank you for the many positive things that you have contributed to this space. You know, some people may not appreciate it, but a brother like me and other real brothers out there appreciate it, man. So thank you, Soul and Black. You know, yeah. But with that, can you hear me? Am I clear? Okay, but all right. So with that, all right. So with that, those of you that's watching or that will be watching the playback, and those of you, shout outs to all you guys in the comment section. You know, Sir Anthony, shout outs to you. Shout Nulu. You know. Oh, and one more thing. Before you guys leave. Since so many people are doing it, you know, you can donate a little something if you want to. It depends on you. So that's my Cash App. If you guys want to give, I don't know, if you guys want to give a little something to the brother, this is my Cash App. So outside of that, shout out to all you brothers that came on. Sir Anthony, shout out to you. Shaka Noodle, Big J Triple X, Degenerate Sharingan, shout out to you. Juan G's, Sexy Red 38, shout out to you, mommy. Blaze Stampede, shout outs to you, bro. Soul Provider Reacts. Oh, change your name, huh? Shout outs to you. Vote with your feet. Shout outs to you. Shout outs to Third World Colombian. Shout outs to you, bro. Shout outs to Dante S. Shout outs to Stoic One. Oh, shout outs to you, Stoic One, for showing up. Shout outs to, oh yeah, of course, Sir Yahoo. Oh yeah, shout outs to Sir Yahoo and Complex Design, who was, and She We Here, who was also on the panel. So shout outs to those three brothers. Shout outs to the Shield, the Quiet Storm. Shout outs to you. Of course, shout outs to the brother Perfect Timing Podcast, who was on the panel giving some good words, some wise words. Shout outs to Ricardo Rodney. Shout outs to China White. Shout outs to the Brazilian Emperor. You know, shout outs to Lady A. No, I don't have a PayPal. Let me see. Hold on. I do have a PayPal. I ain't gonna put that. I think my PayPal got shut down because I haven't used it in like years. But yeah. But shout outs to the Antisocial Socialite Podcast. Shout outs to you. And New, thank you, New, for your Cash App. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, the brother New just said a little something to the kid. Yeah, I don't have yeah, Lady A. Yeah, I don't think I have my PayPal account anymore. Yeah. But all right. So shout outs to Lady A, aka the Antisocial Socialite Podcast. And shout outs to all you. All right, y'all have a great day. Peace. Oh yeah, and one more thing. The Black Manosphere 1.0 did exist. REG the Bad Guy. Peace.